Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase, pricing, and availability questions concerning this watch. Today we're discussing a model launched in 2004, and the example in my hand was actually sold in 2005. In yellow gold, this is the Patek Philippe Annual Calendar 5135J-001, sometimes known as a Gondolo. It is first and foremost an annual calendar moon phase, using that unique complication that Patek Philippe first invented and patented back in 1996, albeit with a cushion case profile dating back decades before that. So basically, a modern type of complication in a vintage style watch. That said, the size of it is very much of the 2000s when watches, even dress watches, got quite large. And it wears large. In yellow gold, it's 38 millimeters across, not including the crown. It's a relatively slim 11.7 millimeters thick, but again quite broad at 51.1 millimeters from lug to lug, with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. And I would say that I could wear this. It's not too big, but it's right on the limit. So if your wrist is my size, keep in mind you're going to want a flat wrist like I have. Down the barrel, you can see we're pushed to the limits of what's possible. So I either have the largest wrist that's too small for this watch or the smallest wrist that fits it. I'm going to let you be the judge. Taking a look in profile, it's big, but it's not thick, and it will fit underneath the cuff. And you got a real feel of weight to this watch. We have a large rectangular scale, symmetrical scale alligator leather, a good cut of the beast. And you can see on the bottom, Patek Philippe. It's a relatively contemporary Patek strap because it has their pull-tab spring bars to pop the strap off the case without a tool. Calfskin lining on the bottom. You can see no crimping, no gouging. We have a sort of medium brown on the top with a monotone stitch and a sheer cut side that's lacquered for refinement. Using Patek's long-running single-fold deployant clasp that uses a radial spring to give it a little bit of extra adhesion and security when it is closed. Now, another thing worth mentioning is it has the Calatrava Cross on the buckle, and so you'll actually see that logo of the company as a recurring theme all across the watch. It's in several places. The case is strong, as you can see, cushion profiled. Cushion cases always wear bigger than their rated size. You're going to see this listed on our website at 38 millimeter. It doesn't wear that way. Think of it as the equivalent of a 43 millimeter round watch, and then make your sizing assumptions accordingly. The case is tonneau and cushion profiled, and so is the bezel. The dial features an azurage or concentric center, and then there is a sunburst that radiates out from an imaginary center point, and that sunburst is underneath the hour tracks. We have these lovely sort of pre-Art Deco, Art Nouveau 9 and 3 in terms of the font. And my only regret is that the font of the numerals does not match that of the 24-hour scale or the calendar. But the idea here is that we're harking back to an era before Art Deco when cushion cases were more popular and looked like they might be the future of watchmaking. You can also see that there's a smart countersink to the crown. It's actually slightly sunken into the side so it doesn't stick out too much like a top hat. We have these applied and polished dart-style yellow gold indices, yellow gold polished Dauphine hands, and then we have a 24-hour scale, and the reason for this is not that we expect this watch to be worn by cave explorers, but you need to know if you're in the danger zone for setting the calendar using the pushers. And the easy way to think of this is that between the hours of 8 p.m. and 4 a.m., don't try to use the pushers to set. And so it's important to know whether you're looking at 3 a.m. here or 3 p.m. And you can see based on the position of the 24-hour hand, it is 3 a.m. We also have a moon phase, which needs one correction every 122 years. And then we have the aperture style or American format calendar, where you have the day, the date, and the month. Typically, the Europeans do the date, the month, and then after that, any other information. Or they'll do the date and the day. So this is an American style with the day and the date and the month, but also an aperture style calendar, which I find easier to read than the pointer style calendars on watches like the 5036 and the 5035. This is my preference. And again, only one correction a year. Taking a look at the movement, it's the 324, and it's an early version of the 324. So there's some features here that you will not see on later 324s, like, for example, 5-position adjustment, the Geneva seal, a metal hairspring, and a transitional feature of Patek movements from this era, which is that the bevels have been rounded off and polished, but there's still a little bit of evidence of the milling marks from the tool that originally cut the bevel. I've often said that here in the year 2025, 2024, before that, the finish on watches today is the best it's ever been on an industry-wide basis. This was Patek coming out of the era when it was generally assumed that high-quality finish was required, but people wouldn't be looking at their movements. There'd be solid casebacks. People wouldn't be looping with 10-power magnifying glasses. This is almost a kinder, gentler era of Patek finish. Still autologerie, but also a little bit cruder than what you see today. A unidirectional winder with a 45-hour power reserve. It has a 4 Hz beat rate, a Gyromax-style free sprung balance, and you can see it pivots on 34 joules. 30 meters water resistant, so don't take it swimming, but it has dress watch standard water resistance. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.